Well, I think that basically this thing took us by surprise. It took the world by surprise, and it spread very quickly because mostly that people who were carrying it never even knew they were sick. Some people that have had the COVID-19 virus all have different tales of what they felt. A person that I know very well that has had it very badly, the only thing she knew she had COVID was that she started with diarrhea tremendously and ended up with a fever of 108 for 3 days. And that told her where she was at. So some people have a small headache, all sorts of different things. Some people have a sore throat. So I think that it wasn't something like a regular flu that we get year after year, kills a lot of people, and but you know you have it because you get a chest cold, and you know that it's going to turn into pneumonia if you don't take medication for it. And that brings me then to why this thing has spread is because there was no medication, there was no vaccine. Hopefully by the time it comes around again, and I've heard people talking about it coming, maybe coming sooner than expected, but I believe it's a flu virus and it will most probably come back next year again, but by that time there'll be a lot of technology put behind it, and we should see it slow down a lot more. The staff aspect of it, especially in a sugarcane club, was easy. Number one, to put up the Trinidadians. When I was faced with that, I put myself in the place of if my wife and I were traveling and I was coming into Barbados and my only option was to spend 14 days at Paragon. I might be able to do it, but certainly I wasn't going to put my wife through that. And I told the government that we would be prepared to open our properties to helping people coming here, and they'll go to Paragon at the expense of the government, or they'll come here or one of our properties at a rate, a simple rate, and they looked at it and felt that it made sense and said, well, if it arises, we'll do it. And it so happened that the day came that the Trinidadians were coming and couldn't go on, and I think they were maybe taken a little bit by surprise when they got here because they were obviously heading home. But it is one of those things that I couldn't do it even when I told the Prime Minister that we would accept them. I had to say on a condition that I would have to go to my staff, because we had just done major cuts and all that on the thing. I said, I have to get my staff to volunteer to it. And surprisingly, from top management down through the chef, the restaurant, the reception, housekeeping, maintenance, gardening, everybody volunteered. So, you know, people feel an absolute obligation to and commitment to their jobs and things that make them do these things at times and make it happen. And thankfully that happens. Otherwise, that we would be in a really sad world.